You are correct in not bonding the generator neutral to the ground bus in the switchgear when installing a generator on a dredge. In marine applications, generator neutral should be isolated from the hull and other grounded components. This isolation is crucial to prevent the formation of galvanic corrosion. Galvanic corrosion occurs when two dissimilar metals are immersed in an electrolyte, such as seawater, and are electrically connected. This creates an electrochemical cell where one metal corrodes preferentially to the other. Bonding the generator neutral to ground in a marine environment can inadvertently introduce multiple ground paths, increasing the risk of galvanic corrosion. By isolating the generator neutral, the system avoids creating a direct electrical path between the generator's neutral point and the vessel's hull. This prevents unwanted current flow through the seawater, which can accelerate corrosion of underwater metal components. Ensuring proper isolation involves several key steps. Firstly, verify that the generator's neutral terminal is indeed isolated from the generator's frame and any other grounded component. This can be confirmed using a multimeter to measure the resistance between the neutral terminal and the generator frame. The resistance should be very high, ideally infinite. Secondly, the wiring connecting the generator to the switchgear should be carefully inspected to ensure that the neutral conductor is not inadvertently grounded at any point along its path. Use insulated conductors specifically rated for marine environments, which are designed to withstand the harsh conditions and prevent insulation breakdown that could lead to unintended grounding. Thirdly, the switchgear itself must be configured to maintain the isolation of the neutral conductor. The neutral busbar within the switchgear should not be connected to the ground busbar. This separation is essential to prevent the introduction of a ground path through the switchgear. Monitoring the electrical system for ground faults is also important. Install ground fault detection devices that can quickly identify and isolate any unintentional grounding of the neutral conductor. These devices can provide an early warning of potential problems and allow for prompt corrective action. Remember that following established marine electrical standards and best practices is essential to ensure a safe and reliable electrical system. These standards provide detailed guidance on grounding and bonding requirements for marine vessels, addressing the specific challenges posed by the marine environment. Regularly inspect the electrical system and perform maintenance to identify and correct any potential issues before they can lead to corrosion or other problems. By adhering to these practices, the integrity and longevity of the electrical system can be maintained. The isolation of the generator neutral is important in marine applications. It prevents galvanic corrosion. The generator neutral must be isolated from the hull and grounded components. Galvanic corrosion is caused by two dissimilar metals in an electrolyte connected. Bonding the neutral can create multiple ground paths and increase corrosion risk. Isolation prevents a direct electrical path between the neutral and the hull. This prevents current flow through seawater that accelerates corrosion. Steps to ensure isolation are verifying the generator's neutral terminal is isolated from the frame. Use a multimeter to measure the resistance between the neutral terminal and the generator frame. A high resistance is required. Inspect the wiring to ensure the neutral conductor is not grounded along its path. Use insulated conductors rated for marine environments. The switchgear must maintain the isolation of the neutral conductor. The neutral busbar in the switchgear should not be connected to the ground busbar. Install ground fault detection devices to identify grounding of the neutral conductor. They provide early warning and allow corrective action. Follow marine electrical standards for grounding and bonding requirements. Regularly inspect and maintain the electrical system. This helps identify and correct issues before they lead to corrosion. Following these practices maintains the electrical system's integrity and longevity. When a generator is installed on a dredge, it's important to understand why the neutral should not be bonded to the ground bus in the switchgear, especially in a marine setting. A key reason is to prevent a phenomenon called galvanic corrosion. Galvanic corrosion happens when two different types of metal are submerged in a conductive solution, like seawater, and are electrically connected. This creates an electrochemical reaction where one metal corrodes at a faster rate than the other. In a typical electrical system, the neutral wire is connected to the ground at a single point, usually at the main service entrance. This is done to provide a return path for fault currents, which helps to quickly trip circuit breakers or fuses in the event of a short circuit. However, in a marine environment, bonding the generator neutral to the ground bus can create unintended consequences. Specifically, it can create multiple paths for current to flow back to the source. These paths can include the hull of the vessel, which is often in direct contact with the water. When current flows through the hull, it can cause the metal to corrode at an accelerated rate. This is because the current is essentially acting as a catalyst for the electrochemical reaction that causes corrosion. By isolating the generator neutral from the ground, you prevent this current from flowing through the hull. This helps to protect the metal components of the vessel from corrosion. It's also important to note that marine electrical systems are subject to different regulations than land-based systems. These regulations are designed to ensure the safety and reliability of electrical equipment in marine environments. One of the key requirements of these regulations is that the neutral of the generator must be isolated from the ground. There are several ways to ensure that the generator neutral is properly isolated. Firstly, you should carefully inspect the generator to ensure that the neutral terminal is not connected to the frame of the generator. Secondly, you should use insulated conductors for all of the wiring that connects the generator to the switchgear. Thirdly, you should make sure that the switchgear is properly insulated from the hull of the vessel. Finally, you should install ground fault detection equipment to monitor the system for any unintended ground faults. These devices can quickly detect and isolate any faults, which helps to prevent corrosion and other problems. The information provided is for general guidance only, and it is essential to consult with a qualified marine electrician before performing any electrical work on a vessel. A qualified electrician will be able to assess the specific requirements of your vessel and ensure that the electrical system is installed in accordance with all applicable regulations. Here are some additional points to consider when installing a generator on a dredge. Firstly, ensure that the generator is properly sized for the load it will be supplying. Overloading the generator can cause it to overheat and fail. Secondly, provide adequate ventilation for the generator. Generators produce a lot of heat, and it is essential to ensure that the heat is dissipated effectively. Thirdly, protect the generator from the elements. Generators are sensitive to moisture and dust, so it is important to protect them from these elements. Fourthly, regularly inspect and maintain the generator. Regular maintenance will help to ensure that the generator operates reliably for many years. Marine environments present unique challenges for electrical systems. The presence of saltwater, humidity, and constant motion can accelerate corrosion and wear on electrical components. To combat these challenges, marine electrical systems must be designed and installed with specific considerations in mind. The isolation of the generator neutral from the ground is one such consideration. This practice helps to prevent galvanic corrosion, which can severely damage metal components of the vessel. In addition to isolating the neutral, there are other steps that can be taken to protect marine electrical systems from corrosion. These include using corrosion-resistant materials, applying protective coatings, and implementing regular inspection and maintenance programs. Corrosion-resistant materials such as stainless steel, copper, nickel alloys, and specialized plastics are less susceptible to corrosion than traditional materials like carbon steel and aluminum. These materials are often used for electrical enclosures, wiring, and other critical components. Protective coatings such as epoxy paints and anti-fouling compounds can provide an additional barrier against corrosion. These coatings are applied to metal surfaces to prevent direct contact with the corrosive environment. Regular inspection and maintenance programs are essential for identifying and addressing potential corrosion problems before they become severe. These programs should include visual inspections, electrical testing, and periodic cleaning of electrical components. By implementing these measures, the lifespan and reliability of marine electrical systems can be significantly extended. The principles discussed also apply to other types of marine vessels such as boats, ships, and offshore platforms. Whether it's a small pleasure craft or a large commercial vessel, the prevention of galvanic corrosion is a critical aspect of electrical system design and maintenance. Understanding the causes of galvanic corrosion and implementing appropriate mitigation strategies is essential for ensuring the safety and longevity of marine electrical systems.